Hey everyone, before we dive in, here's something really cool. You're listening to an episode created almost entirely by AI. From the script to the voice, this is part of the AI Takeover series by Blockchain DXB, where we explore what's possible when humans hand over the mic to machines. There's little to no human involvement, and that's what makes this episode so powerful. Welcome to the future of content creation. Let's get into it. This episode is powered by Amana, the region's first and fastest growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. Whether you're looking to invest in US stocks like Apple or Tesla, or MENA giants like Adinoc or Salik, Amana puts the financial market at your fingertips. You also get access to gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, and commodities. With over 375 assets to choose from, they've got the largest crypto selection in the region. And listen, guys, if you want to build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day and want to automate your investing, just set your monthly budget, choose your preferred categories, and let Amana do the rest. No fees, no lockups, and 100% customizable. Even better, funding your account is frictionless, and funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even your crypto wallet. No friction, no hassle. And if you get stuck, Amana offers 24/6 real human customer support and personalized sales assistance. Because you're part of the Blockchain DXB community, you get an exclusive offer. Register with the code BlockchainDXB and make at least one trade to receive a $100 trading bonus credited to your account the following month. So what are you waiting for? Download the Amana app now. The link and code are in the show notes. Next up, Blockchain DXB is proud to be the official media partner for one of the biggest blockchain events of the year, the Blockchain Futurist Conference. For the first time ever, North America's leading crypto event is heading to the United States, taking place at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. Alongside it is ETH Women, happening simultaneously. Expect multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, tech demos, metaverse experiences, and more, all under one roof. It's where the smartest minds in blockchain, crypto, and AI will converge. Get 25% off tickets by using the code DXB25. And yes, I'll be there with exclusive live coverage, behind-the-scenes interviews, and spotlight features on groundbreaking projects. Mark your calendars, November 5th and 6th, 2025. Visit futuristconference.com and use code DXB25. Link is in the show notes. Next up, Blockchain DXB has two more interesting partnership news to announce. First up, with Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. Blockchain DXB is an official media partner of Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. Future Blockchain Summit is one of the biggest and oldest blockchain summit taking place in Dubai, going back to almost a decade, 2017 to be precise. The event takes place between October 12th to 15th at Dubai Harbour. This is where blockchain meets fintech to redefine the future of finance. 250 plus world-class speakers, 1,200 plus investors, live demos, product launches, and the exclusive invite-only GITEX Digital Assets Forum, all under one roof. From Web3 pioneers to fintech leaders shaping payments, banking, insurtech, AI, and DeFi, this event brings the entire ecosystem together. Startups, this is your launchpad. Get in front of top VCs, accelerators, and industry leaders. For blockchain and fintech companies, this is where connections turn into partnerships and dreams turn into exits. Register today at futureblockchainsummit.com. Don't just watch the future unfold, own your space in it. Remember, Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. The registration link is in the show notes below, and see you at Dubai Harbour. Second partnership news kicking off from today is with the leading Bitcoin event organizers on this planet. And this year, Bitcoin Asia is taking things to another level. Bitcoin Asia are hosting a massive gathering this August in Hong Kong, and Blockchain DXB is proud to be an official media partner of Bitcoin Asia 2025. Taking place this August in Hong Kong, Bitcoin Asia is the region's premier Bitcoin gathering, where builders, investors, and innovators meet. It's really an honor for Blockchain DXB to be associated with Bitcoin Asia. Now at this event, expect powerful keynotes, bold conversations, and a headlining session with none other than Eric Trump. He will be sharing his vision for Bitcoin's long-term potential, its role in global finance, and Asia's massive impact on adoption, and a lot more. So listen up, guys. From infrastructure to regulation, privacy tools to lightning development, Bitcoin Asia connects global Bitcoin communities and drives innovation across cultures and markets. And as part of this partnership, you can register for the Bitcoin Asia using the code DXB. All the details are in the show notes below. If Bitcoin's in your blood, this is your event. So, register today at asia.btc and don't forget to use code DXB for 10% off your tickets. Bitcoin Asia 2025, Hong Kong is calling. Be part of the future of Bitcoin. Next up, Advanced Media is the largest distributor of professional video, photography, cinema, and broadcast accessories in the Middle East. They represent over 100 major brands, including DJI, Hasselblad, Red, and Rode. The mic I'm using to record this? Sponsored by Advanced Media. But what really sets them apart is their commitment to purpose. People, planet, and prosperity. That's not just branding, it's their actual business model. They've partnered with SAE Institute in Dubai to offer scholarships to students pursuing a bachelor's degree in filmmaking, each worth AED 50,000. They also run regular workshops, training programs, and tech showcases across the region. For more info, visit amt.t, that's amt.tv. Finally, let's talk about something every crypto investor should take seriously: security. And that's where Ledger comes in. Ledger is one of the most trusted names in crypto security. Their hardware wallets, like the Nano S Plus and Nano X, keep your assets safe by storing your private keys offline. That means you're protected against hacks, malware, and phishing attempts that can compromise online wallets. The company is headquartered in Paris and is constantly innovating. Their team works with world-class security researchers and regularly tests their own products for vulnerabilities. It's why Ledger wallets are used by millions around the world. Using a hardware wallet isn't just smart, it's essential. If you're serious about crypto, it's time to stop relying on centralized exchanges or browser wallets. Click the link in the show notes to order your Ledger wallet and support this podcast at the same time.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is the show where we take your stack of sources, all the articles and research you've sent over, and really deliver the critical knowledge you need to be well-informed. It is December 26th, 2025, Boxing Day. And if you've glanced at the crypto markets lately, you know exactly what kind of gifts Santa left. Flat, cold, maybe a bit depressing. I mean, Ether is trading well below that $3,000 psychological mark. It's at, what, $2,896 right now?
It's true. The immediate sentiment is undeniably pessimistic. It's got that whole crypto winter feel to it. But the beautiful contradiction that we found woven through your sources today is this massive structural disconnect. A disconnect between that short-term fear and the fundamental groundwork that's being laid right now for 2026.
And that's our mission today, isn't it? To reconcile that market mood with this foundational shift that's happening under the surface. We're going to dive into three big themes. First, we'll look at those contradictory market signals, where institutional money is moving, in direct defiance of retail fear.
Right. And second, we'll examine the crucial political groundwork. This is for formal recognition for potential mass adoption in places like Arizona in the U.S. and maybe surprisingly in Russia.
And finally, we'll get into the technical weeds, a deep look at the foundation being poured for Ethereum scaling, those two massive, I'll say tongue-twisting network upgrades, Glamsterdam and Zabugata.
It really is aimed at speed and censorship resistance.
It's a classic crypto dichotomy, right?
Yeah.
Immediate pain versus long-term fundamental building. Okay, let's unpack this, starting with the cold, hard numbers, the ones driving all this fear.
The snapshot from your source material, it really does paint a grim picture if you're just looking at the 24-hour charts. The overall market sentiment is officially clocked at fear. The index score is sitting at just 28.
28 is low.
Very low. And the global crypto market cap is just barely clinging to that $3 trillion mark. And maybe the most telling sign of retail fatigue is the trading volume.
It was at $64.5 billion.
A meager $64.5 billion.
Which is, what, about half of what we'd consider an average day?
Yeah.
It just means nobody's placing big bets. Nobody's chasing anything.
And the price shows it. BTC dominance is steady, but it also saw a little dip.
And the bad news just keeps piling up, right? Significant ETF outflows, something like 228 million in 24 hours.
And stablecoin volume is sitting at only like a third of the level you'd need for really active trading.
So all these data points, low volume, high fear, the negative ETF flows, they all point to the same thing.
Exactly. Short-term speculative fatigue. The retail investors, the ones who trade on daily sentiment, they are either on the sidelines or they're actively selling. They're afraid the market has nowhere to go and down.
But hold on. This is where it gets really interesting. You highlighted one crucial metric that just completely bucks this trend. Digital asset treasury inflows. That number is picking up pace again, sitting at 3.83 billion. So my question is, if the market is really in fear, why are billions still flowing in? Is that level of inflow really significant enough to matter?
Oh, it's absolutely significant. But it's because of who is moving the money and maybe more importantly, why. This 3.83 billion, it suggests it isn't retail chasing a quick profit. It's institutional players. It's large businesses actively buying crypto to use it for proof-of-stake validation.
So they're locking it up. They're putting these assets on their balance sheets to become network validators and earn yield.
Precisely. They're not treating it like a liquid asset for a quick flip. They are treating it as long-term utility infrastructure. They are sacrificing liquidity now for guaranteed network rewards later on.
So staking is like a multi-year signal. It's completely divorced from the 24-hour price noise.
Exactly. And it's really the only logical explanation for why the total value locked, or TVL, is staying relatively consistent at 118 billion even while prices are falling.
So institutions are building infrastructure, while retail is just nervously watching the charts.
Yeah.
And that macro context, it's all backed up by the political tailwinds your sources mention. Massive long-term advocacy for crypto from political figures in the UK, Japan, Australia, the UAE, and, specific Republican figures in the US.
That is a perfect transition.
Yeah.
Let's pivot from the market's nervous pulse to the legislative scaffolding that's giving these institutions all this confidence. Policy is formalizing everywhere.
And Arizona is a crucial example of this regulatory competition happening at the state level in the US. Senator Wendy Rogers, a Republican, she introduced some really landmark legislation, SB 2044 and SB 2045, and they're designed specifically to exempt Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies from state property taxes.
And the practical effect of that is just huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
This legislation protects the actual individuals and the businesses running the blockchain nodes,
Yeah.
the very backbone of the network. It protects them from local taxes and fines that could just crush them.
Right, and SB 2044 is particularly noteworthy because it actually requires voter approval in 2026.
So what's the ripple effect?
Well, so what is the competitive pressure it creates? Arizona is explicitly signaling we want to be a crypto-friendly state. They're providing clear, favorable tax rules that makes it hugely attractive for investors and crypto companies to set up shop there.
It encourages businesses to hold crypto long-term without worrying about some punitive state tax. And it probably starts a race among other states to offer similar benefits.
Which would just boost broader U.S. adoption.
Exactly. It's fascinating how different places are finding their own paths to recognition. If we shift globally, Russia's proposed framework, that's another really important step, even if it has tighter controls.
It is. Russia is moving toward formalizing its relationship with digital assets. Their proposed rule will recognize digital currencies and stablecoins as monetary assets.
Okay, as monetary asset. But, and there's a big but, right?
A very crucial limitation. They cannot be used for domestic payments. All transactions have to flow through regulated exchanges and brokers.
So they're recognizing their value as an asset, like property or an investment, but they are severely limiting their function as an actual currency for, buying a coffee.
They want to control the on and off ramps.
Exactly. The controlled line in the sand.
The full legal framework for this is planned for July 2026, with liability for illegal activity starting the year after in July 2027.
So if you connect the dots,
If you connect the dots, both Arizona and Russia show that governments, regardless of their political structure, are moving away from just ignoring crypto. They are creating formal, structured recognition.
it's clear the policy foundation is being poured globally. But all this new policy, all this institutional interest, it only matters if the underlying tech can actually scale.
Right.
If you can't handle billions of users, the whole thing just crumbles. Let's move to the technical foundation Ethereum is preparing. We're talking about two massive forks in the next 12 to 18 months, Glamsterdam and Zabugata.
The names definitely sound intense, I'll give you that. But the core concepts are actually pretty simple, and they address the fundamental scaling problems that Ethereum still has today.
Let's start with Glamsterdam. It's focused mostly on speed and scaling. The core idea is pretty revolutionary: parallel processing. I like your analogy for this. Think of the current Ethereum highway as, what, a single-lane road?
A single-lane road where every car has to proceed one by one, cautiously checking if the car ahead is finished.
And Glamsterdam basically turns that into a multi-lane superhighway.
And that analogy works because the fork dramatically increases the block gas limit. It could soar from 60 million to potentially 200 million.
Which means a single block can hold way more transactions, which just speeds up the whole network.
Right.
But how do you make those transactions run safely next to each other? That's where this thing, the block access list, EIP 7928, comes in. This is like the air traffic control for that new highway.
Precisely. The block access list explicitly tells the system which transactions affect others and what data is needed for them to run. This whole organizational framework lets multiple transactions run safely on different CPU cores at the same time, which drastically boosts efficiency without creating conflicts.
And that efficiency boost is compounded by the zero-knowledge proof integration.
Okay.
About 10% of validators will switch to ZK proofs. So for you listening, what does that mean in practical terms? Why are ZK proofs so much faster?
Well, instead of forcing every single validator to re-execute every calculation in a block, which is super time and energy intensive, ZK proofs let them verify a tamper-proof mathematical signature that just says, yep, this calculation was done correctly.
So they aren't redoing the homework, they're just verifying the signature of authenticity.
Exactly. It's a monumental efficiency gain. And it's what fundamentally prepares the Layer 1 chain to handle up to maybe 10,000 transactions per second in the future.
That is massive. And the Layer 2 networks that so many of us use every day, they get a huge boost because Glamsterdam increases the number of data blobs per block, possibly up to 72 or more.
More blobs mean Layer 2s can process hundreds of thousands of faster, cheaper transactions for users while keeping all the funds secured on the main Ethereum chain.
The groundwork is just so aggressive, it's clearly focused on mass usage.
Absolutely. And then we move to Zabugata, which is focused heavily on censorship resistance and decentralization. The whole goal here is to prevent a scenario where transactions could be blocked or ignored by a small, compromised part of the network. It's all about ensuring trust and fairness.
And what's the mechanism that ensures that fairness?
They introduced something called the Forks Inclusion List, or FOSIL. This mechanism helps validators prioritize critical user-submitted transactions. It makes sure they aren't just dropped by a bad actor and disappear.
So it reinforces transparency.
And accountability in the block validation process. It makes sure that process can't be overly controlled by small, centralized entities, which is a core principle of the network.
Just incredible upgrades. And yet, your source material also injected a necessary bit of skepticism here. It pointed out that despite a decade of building and all this aggressive scaling, the truly transformative use cases for dApps outside of pure finance, like a decentralized LinkedIn or Tinder, they haven't really materialized yet.
No, they haven't, and that keeps us grounded. It also brings us to our final segment, which focuses on where the real opportunity and complexity lies, that necessary merger of AI, DeFi, and global innovation hubs.
Right, because that's what might unlock those non-financial applications. And this convergence is already happening with networks like RSS3.
Yeah, RSS3, which basically functions as a decentralized network for structuring open information, has launched an MPC server specifically for what they call Z decentralized finance. Their goal is critical. It's to help AI agents understand complex, raw crypto data. Messy blockchain transactions, news sentiment, social media trends, and turn all of that into what they call nuclear information.
Let's break that down. Nuclear information. They're building the translation layer, the filtering layer, so an AI can move from just reading raw data to actually becoming a functional decision-making part of the crypto ecosystem.
It's intelligence for the data layer.
Exactly.
And this allows an AI to make smarter autonomous decisions in things like prediction markets and DeFi. It positions RSS3 as the essential sort of brain power for it all.
In this high-tech ambition, it isn't just confined to digital protocols, is it? We see this level of AI-driven investment in physical infrastructure in places like the UAE.
That's right. It's not just about trading. It's a commitment to real-world efficiency driven by AI.
Like in Dubai Healthcare, for instance.
For instance, Dream Hospital launched the GCC's first air-powered MRI machine, the Siemens Healthineers Magnetum Flow. And this is significant because the system uses advanced AI throughout the entire imaging process. It reduces scan times, improves image clarity. It's high-level tech adoption that sets the stage.
And then there's the long-term strategic investment at the Abu Dhabi Global Market, the ADGM.
Right, which focuses directly on the convergence we're talking about. The ADGM Academy launched a major new tech center late last year. It's designed as a multi-sector living lab.
And its focus areas are all integrated: AI, blockchain, cybersecurity, advanced finance.
They're building the future workforce for this merged technology. Their Future Tech 4.0 program, it aims to prepare 10,000 future blockchain leaders.
And the fact that firms like BlackRock and Franklin Templeton are there just underscores how serious this strategy is.
It really does. The drive for AI and DeFi infrastructure is absolutely paralleled by these massive state-backed AI-driven technology investments.
So let's wrap this up. We started in a place of, well, market fear, but the structural indicators couldn't be more bullish. You have crypto policy maturing with clear tax-exempt recognition in Arizona and formal asset recognition in Russia.
You have core technology undergoing fundamental scaling with Ethereum's Glamsterdam and Zabugata forks.
And you have AI being rapidly integrated as the critical data and decision layer for finance through networks like RSS3.
It's a powerful dichotomy, which raises an important question for you to think about. While the market fear index is at 28 and daily volume is halved, all the long-term structural metrics, state policy, massive tech upgrades, institutional treasury buying, they're all indicating a foundational shift.
That is the essential insight to take away today. Thank you so much for sharing your sources with us and letting us take this deep dive into the complex landscape of late 2025 and the foundations of 2026.
And our final thought for you to mull on is this. If institutional investors are quietly using these market dips to significantly increase their proof-of-stake validation footprint, and major legislative changes are being set up for voter approval next year, how much faith should we really put in the immediate fear sentiment displayed by those 24-hour retail metrics? The infrastructure is being built in the dark, preparing for the future daylight.
We'll catch you next time for the next deep dive.